Hey gamers, Doug here from GameChurch.com. I'm here with Chet from Valve, and we are here at the Counter-Strike Global Offensive booth. And I got my hands on it already, so I'm excited to pose some questions to Chet here and see what's new in the world of Counter-Strike. So Chet, what have you learned from 1.6, maybe from Source, and what are you going to pull from those two games and apply it to Global Offense?
So for Counter-Strike Go, we take a look at what we did in Counter-Strike Source and why people didn't move from 1.6 to Source. You know, and one of the cool things is, I mean, overall, both those games have really vibrant communities. They've been around forever. There's a lot of data we can collect to see what works, what doesn't work. But the difference between 1.6 and Source, when we looked at it, was we kind of capped the skill ceiling, so it's really hard for really good players to distinguish themselves. If you think about it, there's a lot of nuances in like sporting events in general that let really good players become all-stars versus just being a professional, right? And so we wanted to let players do that again as well in Counter-Strike. So we made some changes. I mean, some of the changes from 1.6, like you can see today, is the flashbang. It works as a 1.6 flashbang versus a Counter-Strike Source flashbang. And in Counter-Strike Source, some stuff worked there as well, and so we moved that over. And so it'll be kind of a combination of the two. You're not going to go back to the bunny hopping, air control days. But equally, we are looking at what worked there and what worked in Counter-Strike Source. And, you know, also we're looking at what worked in general. Like, so today you're playing Dust. And there's a change to Dust. We've opened up a new path from the underpass, excuse me. And then we've also moved the spawn locations. Because we looked at competitive players weren't playing it anymore, and it kind of dropped out of favor on pubs. And so why did it do that? What changes can we make? So we have 7 maps that are classic maps. They're maps you've played before that we've updated. Not just graphically, but if there's a gameplay problem like an Aztec, we kind of fix that map as well. Those will have 5 bomb planning and 2 hostage rescue. Then we're also going to have some new game modes and maps that we're not discussing yet, sorry. But really one of the biggest features you're going to see is you go out to the pub and you want a good game, we'll join a competitive game, and it's going to be skill-based matchmaking. So you'll always be able to find people of your same skill. And so that, you know, even if you're not the top player, you still want that because you want to have, as you're learning, you want to be able to play people of your same skill level, get better in that way where you're not just getting your ass handed to you every match, and then eventually keep moving your way up.
Awesome. As well, like, Counter-Strike is still king. I mean, you go on on Steam and you can still see the top 2 games are 1.6 and Source. Are you guys going to blow out maybe the player capacity, or are you going to try to focus on hammering out the details and making sure that you guys have a solid game? Because Counter-Strike has been that game where it's like, it's even. I mean, it's not one side is more powerful than the other. It's all about skill.
So we're going to have an extended beta. Starts in October, it'll be for the PC community. And we're not going to release until the community tells us it's time to release. And that's exactly it, is we want to have this competitive game where you enter the game. If you lost, it's because the other player's better than you. It's not because he played more than you or he's got a couple of kills in a row and he's going to call something in. I understand why those games do that. I understand, and I play those, and they're fun games. But Counter-Strike's always about this clean competitive thing where you enter the game and you know it's all about skill and that's what's going to decide it. And, you know, for the 1.6 and CSS communities, if they're going to come over to CSGO, we look at it this way. We're going to concentrate on CSGO and focus on that and make it the best version of Counter-Strike we can make.
All right, gamers, you heard that. Game Church is getting some cards. I know you're going to be wanting some. Once again, I'm Doug from GameChurch.com, and I'll see you later.